Well, there's no impact on me at the moment or the players other than the news, obviously. Of course, as manager, I was aware of something maybe happening, but I know as much as you from this morning, the strength of the words put out. And I agree with you. I know there's also ongoing checks from the Premier League and the like, so, that will take some time.
Does that mean then you've had no chance to speak to the prospective new owners as yet?
No, not at this stage. Like I say, strong news this morning was breaking to me as well. Like I say, I knew some noise about it, but not the actual details. I'm sure in due course I will speak to whoever need to, but at this stage it's too early for all that.
How does it compare to the situation you were in at Burnley? Because obviously your final season there, a takeover happened. So what similarities do you see between the positions the two clubs are in?
Well, I don't know the group that are coming in, obviously, with any depth at all, really. So it's, the people involved, the people you're working with or could be working with, depending. And then, you fathom that out as you go. So I don't know their different thoughts until I speak to them about what their vision of the future is.
From your memory, though, what impact did that takeover have on you at the time? And I suppose, are there concerns that it can impact your position at the football club?
Well, it's more about the modelling of the club. The Burnley situation was different. They changed the modelling of the club and their view of how they wanted it to go. So that wasn't really the case. I made it clear afterwards we didn't win enough games, simple as that. So I don't think that was anything to do with the people involved. That's just a fact of the matter of being in management. Obviously, we need to win more games at the current stage of this season, although we've been playing well. But yeah, so all them things are to be looked at. The characters involved, should this deal go all the way through? And then we'll find out more, relationships, how you build relationships and their view of how the club can move forward, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
And what does a manager need from boardroom level that maybe has been lacking since you arrived at the football club?
Well, I've only had a short window. I think it'll be interesting to see, because the club have kind of found its way through all the different ways of working. More latterly, it's been me and Kev really have been, hands-on all the time, obviously. Mainly in the markets and stuff like that, not the bigger picture, not the stadium and all stuff like that, quite obviously. I don't know, it'll be interesting to see what their view of it is, how they see it moving forwards. And like I say, both on and off the pitch, the business side of the club, obviously the stadium as well, and then also on the pitch. So they're things to be looked at when let's imagine, when everything's done and signed and sealed and tied up. Well, the oddest thing so far this season has been the actual performance level against what the points on the board. So we want the performance level to stay high. Some of what we learn from that, although each season is different, each team tweak with what they do. The basic structure of the team has to be good, of course. The work ethic of the team has to be good against all sides, but particularly sides like Arsenal. They've had a good start, and equally finding your key moments. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge so far this season is the number of key moments we've had, and we haven't been clinical enough to take hold of games at the key times. So not so easy against teams like Arsenal, but we showed last season, which when the team's in good shape, good, I suppose, being committed to the cause. At that stage, it was first game, Arsenal, big moment. And every player's nose pointing in the right direction, everyone playing on the edge, and that's what we want. Want every player to do that all the time. And like I say, apart from the league table, which I can't disguise, but the actual performance levels have been really high.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Sean, on Arsenal, I know at the end of last season you spoke about this and you've mentioned it since. There can be big moments in a season, turning points in a season. Is this potentially one of them when you relate back to that first game in charge and the effect it had on the squad?
I think usually, not always, it's retrospectively. I think people look back, because in the Arsenal game, you've got to remember everyone just presupposed we're off and running, and we sort of did do, and then it tailed off. So it doesn't guarantee. I think taking these on would be, if you can get that result that you all want and we all want, then all it does is reinforce actually the good performances so far this season, and you get your payback for the consistency. There's one blip, of course, at Villa where we were miles off, but the other games we played very well. So I think it's more about that, reinforcing the consistency of the team and the way it's playing to get a reward for it. Well, it's too early to say, I think, because it's not, like I say, with all the due diligence that's still to be done, until that's done, it might be a different view. But I think the noise has been there for a long time. So I think people have just got used to it, to be honest. The noise of ownership and possible new owners and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think it's that big a deal. Certainly not to myself or the players. It doesn't affect the fact we're prepping for the game against Arsenal. That just continues regardless of what's going on at the very top of the club.
Is it something to look forward to for the fans who have maybe been unhappy at what's been going
Well, like I say, we don't really know which way it'll go yet with the strategy, the thinking, the course that the new ownership, let's say it goes through, will take. So I think, I imagine that messages to myself, messages going out there will come in due course and allow our fans a window of opportunity to see what their plans are.